I realized I did that supermoon reading and didn't even focus on the retrogrades that we're doing at this time. So we're doing a bonus supermoon reading, and we're gonna include these retrogrades and kind of give you like what you can expect during this time. I'm gonna try to include them more in my readings because they're important. So yes, right now the moon is in Aquarius at 99.6% illumination. Tomorrow it will be at 99.7% illumination. This is going to be the most illumination we're going to have. It's actually closer tonight than it will be tomorrow, but it will be more visible tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow is officially the supermoon, August 1st. So, and it's an Aquarius. Aquarius is kind of like all business, all humanitarian, all kind of, it's very big. So let's focus on these retrogrades right now. What planets are in retrograde right now, when they will end, and how that's going to affect you, With Pluto, that went into retrograde May 1st, and it will be in retrograde until October 10th. You may have noticed power struggles, karmic, situations and connections might reopen, and you might have to revisit those, especially if there was no closure on it, right? If there was no settling of the energies, if you will. I just realized I didn't light my candle. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Where were we? Pluto, right? Then we have Saturn. Saturn went into retrograde. Oh, and for those of you who don't know what retrograde means, basically, I guess I should have started with that. So, based on the size and velocity that a planet is traveling in relation to Earth, from our perspective, it makes that planet look like, and proximity has a lot to do with it, obviously. But it basically makes it look like the planet is going backwards, right? Planets can't actually go backwards. It's an illusion, right? Just like retrogrades in general kind of represent this illusion of revisiting the past, or, you can't really relive the past. Things from your past can come up, and that's a heavy focus. And different planets mean different things, they focus on different aspects of our lives. So I will continue. But yeah, I realized I should let you know what that is. So I'm a space nerd, okay? That's really what us tarot readers and astrologers are. We just love the space. And all the things connected to it, right? So Saturn went into retrograde June 17th. It'll be out of retrograde November 4th. Saturn's all about focusing on your goals, stability, relationships, reflection, During this time, it's going to be a time of self-awareness. It's going to be a time of us having to really reflect on our shadow side of it, your focus is going to be on your goals, and maybe really focusing on the things that have gotten in the way of you accomplishing those, right? This will also test your relationships, your friendships, your family ships, and really decide who's going to make it to the next chapter with you. Who's really going to stick with it, because it's almost like a judgment day or a few months or whatever. But it's not like it's not like God coming down and raining the apocalypse. This is a time for you to make judgments on your life. How important are your goals? How are your relationships helping or hindering your fulfillment of goals, right? What people really are on your side and who isn't on your side. And it's really giving you an opportunity to reflect on these deeper matters. Neptune, my boy. Neptune is my favorite. It's all about intuition, depth. It's the bluest planet. It's so nice. So, that went into retrograde June 30th. It'll be out of retrograde December 6th. This is where your intuition will get foggy. And you might tell yourself an internal narrative, and you might deceive yourself with that, because, like, you're going to struggle to distinguish between your intuition and your self-talk, right? Your own internal narrative, what you want to hear from yourself, and this is a good time to really understand that your discernment may not be super on point, and that's okay. We all have our seasons for that. And it's, your thoughts can be your enemy a bit. So, this is where I would say, it's a great time for hermit mode. It's a great time to not try to dwell too deeply on things, take it easy. Take it easy. Really, especially for people who typically are deeper and more intuitive, this is a really good time for you to maybe, take a break from that, and I don't mean, don't be deep or whatever. It's just that right now, your mind, and your gut are not communicating as well. That's all I'm trying to say. With Venus, the planet of love, Aphrodite, July 22nd, she went into retrograde, and she'll be coming out September 3rd. This is going to have a heavy focus on your love, your finances, your vanity, right? Like your confidence. And these are things that might consume your mind. And with Venus being in retrograde at the same time as Neptune, this is where I feel a lot of that self-deception could happen, where you might be like, oh, everyone thinks the worst of me, and it could be completely wrong. Or you could have this perception of, just not feeling, on top of your, or at the peak of your whatever, you might be feeling a little more self-conscious, you might get a little bloated, whatever, you might overthink that. You might really put a lot of weight into that, and it's not a time to beat yourself up, right? If your finances are lacking, it's just understand this is a temporary setback. If, you're single and you want love, there might be a focus on that. And the less, the further you are from that, the more you might want that. It's just really a good time to, give yourself love. Be easy on yourself. Don't listen to the judgmental thoughts in your head, right? Your head that's going to be on one for now. And, that shit happens. The next retrograde to happen will be Mercury, our favorite. The best one. That'll be August 23rd to September 15th. And this is going to bring back people from your past, exes, old friends. This is going to really help you to confront some unresolved feelings about those people and situations, right? This is going to give you a good opportunity to really reflect on why they're in the past in the first place. And you will remember and you will get closure in that and be like, that's why. That's fine. Cool. Goodbye. I said good day. Also, don't cut your hair during that time. No, some people are like, what? Dang it. I was going to do that. Don't do it. Cut your hair now. Or wait until after. But I promise you, if you cut your hair during this time, you will come out of this Mercury retrograde looking like a poodle, okay? You're not going to love it. You might love it for like a minute, and then you're going to realize I have to wait for the awkward stage again, and da. So, just my advice. Do what you will. Just my advice. Every time I've seen anyone cut their hair during Mercury retrograde, they live in so much regret. Regrets, right? So, let's get to the actual reading. Now that we've done the astrology bit. Trying to leave my sleeves down this time. I always roll up my sleeves like I'm coming in for business, but right now I'm trying to refrain from doing that because I ain't pulling out my muscles for y'all. Not today. Not while Venus is in retrograde. So, let's see it. I will be doing the Ophiuchus reading directly after this one, so any of my Ophiuchus people, just know your reading is coming. And, yes. So, let's see what your current energy is right now during this supermoon energy. You might be feeling all kinds of tired, right? It's very, like, it's heavy energy, it's like you might be feeling kind of like sleeping in, maybe like a little less productive, just kind of heavy ass energy at this time, and that's fine. Listen to your body in that regard. If you're feeling like you need rest, get your rest. And if you're feeling like you need to do something, do something. Kind of tap into that primal sense of like what feels right to you in this time. In regards to being active and productive. Vesica Pisces, divine feminine energy. This doesn't mean that you're a woman. You could be male, female, they, them, whatever the hell. It could be any of it, right? This is what this card represents, is that you're tapping into your divine feminine energy, or connecting with a divine feminine if you yourself are a divine masculine. The divine feminine is about creativity, rebirth. This is about spirituality. This is about being artistic, creative, maybe vibing on some music, right? This is definitely the energy of being like really open and receptive to your creative senses. So, and our creative senses, like, they express themselves in different ways, Some people, there are so many different ways we can be creative. Like, even if it's sitting in your garden, there are different ways, and it doesn't mean that they have to be the most active creations, It's just something that kind of, like, opens up gets the juices flowing, the creative juices flowing. You might be feeling inspired, right? You might have a muse at this time, somebody who's like kind of inspiring you to action, kind of making you feel a bit more on that creative side. Like, so let's see. Because divine feminine energy also represents that muse energy. We have Five of Pentacles in reverse. The Five of Pentacles in the upright represents loss. So the Five of Pentacles in reverse represents gains. It could be in regards to your finances. It could be in regards to a new job opportunity, business opportunity. Eight of Wands in reverse tells me that this is something that it's taken a while to manifest in your life. Like, this isn't something that just happened overnight. This is something that, like, you felt like it was very slow moving. Or you feel like it's very slow moving if it hasn't happened yet. King of Swords, air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. This is kind of that energy of cutting shit off, right? This could be cutting off all the things that are out of alignment, right? This could be the reason that you are going into this mode of no longer lacking, right? Because when you cut out things like relationships, addictions, old friend groups that weren't serving your best interests, those types of things, you know what tends to happen? You start having a lot more money. Okay? Because those things are vampires for your wallet, I'll tell you what. And as an Aquarian, I would know being a humanitarian costs a lot of money. Helping out the people costs a lot of money. Universe in reverse. This is like feeling like unheard, or feeling like you're not either receiving or being received well by like divine. You might be asking for things that like the universe has been kind of like, no, they don't get that. No, you don't get that. So I'm going to clarify why. And I feel like it has a lot to do with what it is that you had to cut off. As oftentimes when that energy comes up that you have to cut something off, or you have to cut people off, or whatever, habits, vices, those kinds of things. When that comes up, oftentimes those are the very things that kind of block our abundance, block our blessings, you know, because the universe is like, well, I'm not going to just give you all this stuff so you can just throw it away. You need to learn how to manage it before you get it all. Like, that's like when people win the lottery and, you know, yeah, they'll quit their jobs and they'll be living like kings for like a couple months, and then, you know, they waste all their money on the most expensive shit and don't really invest and don't really focus on the fact that they have to live past the moment, you know? And then they lose it all. And I feel like the message here is really the universe kind of telling you, like, you get more when you learn how to manage what you already have. You know, when you learn how to handle it well. The better you are at handling what you already have, the more the universe is going to give. We have Ace of Wands sideways with the Three of Wands, and I am going to read it that way because it makes sense this way. Three of Wands is the energy of waiting, right? Waiting for the ships to come in. Like we already talked about with the Eight of Wands in reverse, that something was just coming through very slowly, or there was delays, or like you felt like there were delays on your manifestations. Ace of Wands in the upright represents like a passionate new beginning. Ace of Wands in the reverse represents having to let go of things that you were once very passionate about, right? Having to knowing what to let go of and what to hold on to is really the energy I'm seeing here. Queen of Pentacles, we've got that feminine energy showing up. Although the first card that you really showed up as you was a King of Swords. So I'm guessing this Queen of Pentacles is kind of like that muse energy we were talking about, that divine feminine. I mean, it could also be you, but the energy feels different. Got Earth and Air now. The Queen of Earth. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So that, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be in those signs. Those are the signs represented by this card, but doesn't mean you have to be those signs or they have to. You know, this is just the energy of the card. Queen of Pentacles is Queen Pin. This is somebody who is abundant. This is somebody who knows how to get shit done. Somebody who handles business well. Somebody who knows how to manage. And this could be somebody who comes in maybe as a boss or a mentor or somebody who really helps guide you in figuring out how to manage these things so that you can start catching more gains, right? So that the universe can, you know, because sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need to be mentored by somebody who can like, you know, kind of help us along our way and kind of be like, well, you know, if you didn't spend $60 a night at the bar, you would have $60 more every day, you know, kind of energy. Sometimes we need somebody like that to help us navigate, to manage these things. Somebody who teaches us the value of delayed gratification, right? Everyone is so used to instant gratification, just wanting what they want right now, wanting the stimulus right now, wanting that excitement or that experience right now. Delayed gratification is actually kind of a spiritual thing, because it's like we value it more when there's delayed gratification. When we work for it, when we, you know, manage our resources better for it. It's like your outcomes become better because you're no longer just getting that quick, like, instant gratification that goes away real fast, like an ice cream cone. God, ice cream sounds good. But I'll get that after the reading. But yeah, it's kind of like that delayed gratification, like me delaying getting that bowl of ice cream from my freezer right now because this is more important. I'm going to value the ice cream a lot more if I have time to anticipate it. If I have time to linger on that thought a bit. So, who is this Queen of Pentacles to you? What role do they play in your life? Knight of Wands in reverse. This is somebody you either haven't communicated with yet, or somebody you don't talk to. Knight of Wands in reverse tells me like Knight of Wands is all about like communication coming in, but this is kind of like somebody that I don't know if you've communicated with them yet. I need to clarify the clarifier. Una más. Seven of Cups in reverse, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse. This looks to me like somebody that either you've already let go of, that you don't talk to anymore, or this is somebody that you haven't pursued talking to, or you haven't made any efforts in opening up a cycle with them, because it looks, with the Seven of Cups in reverse, it looks like there might be like an attraction here, like a romantic one, but Seven of Cups in reverse is like not feeling like an option. Okay, well, what do you need to know about their energy entering your life then? How is that going to turn out? The word serendipity just came to mind. That's like half the deck. I'm taking that stack back. That was like way too much. I'm sorry, my lords, my ladies, but no. Let's see what these are. Three of Swords in reverse. This is not a past person. This is not somebody that's hurt you in any way. With the Eight of Swords, you might not even see them coming. You may not be aware of their existence yet. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Or vice versa. But there's this energy of like, you don't see this coming, or you don't know them yet. Eight of Swords represents something you don't know. And Three of Swords in reverse is telling me this is not somebody who's like broken your heart. This is somebody who shows up when you're in a state of healing. I feel like this is going to be more of like a business kind of connection. This could be like a boss or something. Four of Cups is like telling me about like, this is not one. This is like you may have rejected this person, or you may reject this person, or vice versa. Princess of Cups in reverse. You could be rejected by somebody else, because Princess of Cups in reverse is not the same as the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. This is like somebody who shows up after you've been in a state of rejection, or having to like accept that somebody doesn't have like the maturity or the feelings to like offer you. Is this romantic? Because it feels like a combination between business and like maybe you're like leaving like a romantic situation or breaking up with somebody, and then you like switch jobs. That's kind of the energy I'm feeling. Let's see. Clarify that thought. Yeah, because with the Three of Swords in reverse, Four of Cups, Princess of Swords, or Princess of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I feel like this happens after like a separation or like a rejection. Temperance shows up. Divine timing. Even tempered, right? This is like that Earth Angel energy, Sagittarius energy. Not saying that it necessarily has to be a Sagittarius, just saying that's the energy of the card. And I feel, I mean, the Star of David is right here in the center of that. As a Jew myself, I would have to say, like, to me, that represents, like, royalty, right? The Star of David, King David. And she's got a crown on her head, right? With a Hebrew blessing above that and a halo around that, right? So this is like somebody like, this could be you, this could be somebody else, but this is like somebody who's deeply like manifesting something, somebody who has that kind of like, that connection to those royal bloodlines, or that, you know, they're holding a higher rank in spirit. She's doing alchemy, right? Which tells me like that's more like Kabbalion, like mystic shit, more so than like Torah stuff, you know. If you're, you know, if you understand what that is. Yeah, it's very Kabbalion, very alchemical. Two of Pentacles, you're gonna have a big decision to make. Temperance also tells me that your patience has been tested, right? Like I said, like something has been slow moving. You showed up as a King of Swords, cutting something off. Princess of Cups is in reverse with the Four of Cups, which represents like cutting something off or like rejecting something, letting things go, right? Whether that's romantic or not, there's this energy of, you know, like this being a result of your patience being tested, or you really getting tired of having to wait on something. Because Three of Wands shows up too. Very slow moving energy, right? And I feel like you've been feeling that, like something has been very slow to be fulfilled, and oftentimes it's because we have to make a decision, right? A decision on what's more important, our future or what we need to let go of, you know? What is this decision? Nine of Swords in reverse. Nine of Wands in reverse. 9. Here's your decision. Your decision is to let go of the things that wound you, the things that give you anxiety, the overthinking, the things that are a burden to your mindset. I feel that there are vices in this too. There are vices that you need to let go of. I don't, I don't judge in regards to, well, anything really, but it does kind of insinuate that there could be like a dependency issue here, right? A codependency issue or chemical dependency issue, but it's like you're gonna have to make a decision on your own to let go of something here, right? Not all addictions are chemical, right? Some of these addictions are our mindsets or the places we go or the things that we entertain, right? It could be television. You know what your dependency is, right? Um, and it could be making, like, this could be something that's hindering you or setting you back or slowing up your progress here. I just heavily see that you need to make a decision to let it go. Oh shit. Here we go. We have Four of Wands in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse, and Nine of Pentacles. Letting go of something you were committed to for a very long time. Or something that you were at least committed to on the same level that of marriage. Right? And I say that because Two of Cups is in reverse, and that's all about union and love and that sort of thing. And I see division here. I see a separation here, with that being in reverse. And then with the Nine of Pentacles, 999, right? Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, now Nine of Pentacles. 999 often it talks about like independence and mastery and preparing for this next cycle, right? This next chapter in your life. Nine of Pentacles is about being self-made. This is about being independent, no longer lacking for anything. And it looks like the root of what you were lacking had to do with the very thing that you're clinging to, right? Because it's like the second you stop clinging, the second you let go, and you start catching these gains, right? And maybe you didn't want to let go. You wanted the gains while you had this connection or this situation or whatever, but you had to let that go. And it's like the hardest thing ever. And it's like a trust fall kind of with the universe. It's like, maybe you were like, well, how am I gonna do this on my own? How am I gonna pay these bills? Or how am I gonna, whatever the fuck. And you actually do a better job of that once this person or situation has come to an end. Shit actually works out better and more so in your favor. Alright, let's pull some Kali cards. Check your boundaries, Gauri Devi. Affirm your right to express and receive both kindness and respect. Embrace your softer side and your ability to stand up for yourself. You are a unique being and you do not need to conform to stereotypes. As you relax into your authentic self, the best method to accomplish what is needed shall spontaneously arise from within. Kali Mahamaya. When a situation becomes unnecessarily complicated or confusing to your heart, Kali Mahamaya arises spontaneously as a protective bearer of universal truth. Ultimately, her revelation shall lead you beyond that which is deceptive or not right for you. This you are promised. She protects you from that which is unworthy of your heart and seeks to constrain your spirit. And that's what I have for you. I hope this is helpful. And this is also that supermoon energy, right? It's kind of dope that it's showing up like this because this is a great divide, right? This is where we fall into a heavy alignment. And anything that isn't in alignment, anything that falters, anything that isn't growing in the same direction we're growing, guess what? They going, you know? So, release with grace. Alright, release gracefully. Okay. Trust your ancestors and your spirit guides to get you through this shit, man. Quit having so much faith and trust in people in the material world, especially when they show you time and time again that they don't actually have your back in that way. You know? Yeah. Namaste. I love you guys. I'll catch you later.